All right, what's going on, guys? Blitz here with the Survival Outpost. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it because these changes to my survival strategy have been huge, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's go! We live in this world of chaos, it seems sometimes, right? We got the mass shootings, we got endless wars, we got terrorism, we got COVID lockdowns, we have government tyranny. The current situation definitely seems pretty messed up. And guess what? All of this chaos and all those things I just mentioned happen in the urban spaces. And yours truly lives in an urban space. I live in the suburbs, so that's kind of nice. It's not really in the city, but these are suburbs on the outskirts of one of the most dangerous cities in America. So as you can imagine, urban survival skills in my area of operations is pretty damn important, which is basically why we're here today. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna have a look at the backpack first. This is the Flat Pack Plus by Haley Strategic. Say hello to my little friend. Yes, indeed, the traditional bug out bag game has been canceled in favor of this ultra low profile, ultralight bag by Haley Strategic. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what all you get from this little tiny backpack. How could one even fit enough gear in here for any type of survival? I guess we'll find out. Let's go ahead and have a look at the bag. So once again, guys, this is the Flat Pack Plus by Haley Strategic. It is gray, it is boring, there's nothing tactical to it, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a simple design and something that I could easily customize per the mission, and that's what I get in this bag. It is also hydro compatible if I wanted to go that route. And hey, if I wanted to add an armor panel, no problem, I can slide that in there. But then even better than all that, I can pack this out in a compressed state like what you see here. Or let's say, the mission requires a little more gear. I just unzip here, here, and here, and look at that. The pack expands to almost 1,400 cubic inches. And the weight, God, I mean, this thing is nothing. It's light as a feather. Got the quality shoulder straps here, sternum strap, of course, and then top grade zippers and pulls. For the actual loadout, I'm going to present you guys with two different options. There's going to be the compressed loadout, and then there's going to be the bigger loadout. So I'm going to throw that together, show you guys these side by side. We'll make a comparison. We'll look at the weight, we'll look at the size, and what you get between each build, and then you can come up with your favorite build and let me know down there in the comments. So when I look at these two builds, I tend to lean more towards the basic build because it's the lightest and the pack profile is much smaller. And that, in my opinion, is one of the most important aspects of the gray man mindset. I don't care if your backpack is hot pink or camo or gray or black. If it's a large pack that's sitting on your back like this gigantic turtle shell, then that's going to get you noticed much faster than anything else. The idea here is to appear as if you have nothing of value to take or to even garner any interest from others. The minute someone keys in on you and thinks, I wonder what he's got in that bag, you're busted. So what's your take? Skinny build or fat build? And now I'm going to share with you this one simple survival hack that makes all this possible. But okay, seriously, after seeing this ultralight micro bag, you might be thinking, he barely has any food, barely has any water, very limited on supplies, barely any tools. I mean, he's relying on trash bags for shelter and doesn't even seem to care about staying clean. And while that might be true, that I do like a bit of self-inflicted suffering, the reason why this concept works so well is because I rely on a system of caches in my area of operations. That way I carry less gear, The gear is diversified, redundant, and I only need enough gear for 24 hours max. So it's more like a walk in the park for me versus embrace the suck with minimal gear and try to survive for days and days on end. That's not how the mindset is working out for this one, right? Totally different way to look at survival and the gear that you build out. This ultralight bag right here is only intended to get me back home or to a resupply point. And you know, to make this happen, it wasn't really hard. Like, I just took my traditional bug out bag, put half of it in a cache, and the rest went right here into my bag. Then I planted the cache and called it a day. And of course, in the future, we'll dig into caching in greater detail, but for now, let's just examine a few key points. First of all, this cache is considered to be a resupply cache, so I deployed this at my primary resupply point on the way out of town, right? So this is kind of like something where I have to define a cache that's in my area and within a decent range, right? So when I did this, I started thinking about, well, where should this cache go? What range should it be in? Should it be 5 miles away from me or whatever the case is? I started to come up with this concept of the rings of survival. And these are 3 rings to be exact. This inner ring you see here represents my typical range in the area that I exist in on a daily basis. Accordingly, the resupply cache is located on my evacuation route out of town and can be easily reached within 24 hours or less, depending on my position relative to the resupply cache within this inner ring. Now, the ring on top of this, the next one, encompasses territory out to 50 miles from home. Within this space, I placed a full-size 3-day pack, fully loaded with enough kit to support myself and others. And then the final and outer ring is this great unknown, and through this space, my long-range evac route is defined. And ideally, in the future, I can place more caches along this route, which stretches, almost 700 miles. So some caches along the way might be a good idea. To be 100% clear, guys, this super awesome micro ultralight bug out bag doesn't really work out so well unless you have the caches in place. So in future videos, we're going to talk about the type of caches, what to put in a cache, how to pack the cache, how to place the cache, and then also, just as important, monitoring your cache to make sure it doesn't get disappeared. So when you actually show up to, let's say, your resupply point, there's actually something there instead of somebody leaving you a little note and says, hey, thanks for the cool gear, right? So that being said, guys, I appreciate you watching. I have queued up some videos for you to check out on urban survival and related matters that I'm sure you will enjoy. So hang out, watch some videos, and I will see you next time. By the way, of course, as you know, down there in the pinned post, there's a link to this backpack. This is the Haley Strategic Flat Pack Plus, and any other gear that I have gone on about how cool it was and how much I use it, anything that I thought was important, I've also linked up down there in the pinned post. So smack the crap out of that subscribe button, tap that bell notification, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.